Continuing and concluding the story, so you recall that the Tzemach Tzedek came back from Peterburg after this arduous convention, V'ida, meeting that the government had called, where he was arrested and sentenced to be executed. And he said no one should come to Lubavitch that Shabbos, and two Chassidim came, Rabbi came caked in gypsum, and a Bilo Padishah. So the Tzemach Tzedek asked, why did you come? And you recall, Rabbi said he has a question on a particular maimer, and he came to ask the Rebbe. And the Peret said he came to inquire of the Rebbe's welfare, to see how the Rebbe is, after going through all of the travails. And that Tzemach Tzedek's face lit up. I'm quoting here, a good friend, a good friend, a good friend, a good friend. As we mentioned yesterday, it's quite simply a chassid's concern for the Rebbe's gashmius, which we often took and take for granted. A famous story that the Rebbe said, our Rebbe said about the previous Rebbe. This was in America, was already wheelchair bound. On the one hand, he said, you don't have to have Rachmanas on the Rebbe, ask. On the other hand, and I don't recall the details now, the Rebbe put a stop to certain practices of requests. I have to remember the details of the story. So there's Yedid, and there's the Chassid. I mean, this is reflected every morning in davening, this model. We describe Kriyas Yamsuf, V'yididim havarta. You made Passover, Yedidim friends. In the end, who gives the praise just before Shemoneh Esrei? It's the Yedidim. I'm just pointing that out. There's the being a friend of God. There's a servant of God, and there's a friend. And again, a friend is you're concerned with your friend's welfare. That's friendship. A servant is you carry out his will. Very good. So finally, the Hillel, what happened with Rabbi Hillel? He had a question on a particular maimer. So on Shabbat, the Tzemach Tzedek said a maimer b'chodesh hashlishi. And he said the maimer, word for word, the way it's printed in Torah of the Alter Rebbe, which may already have had his hagoys, his own annotations. Probably. But even if not, he said, the point is he's saying it word for word. There was no new insight. After hearing the maimer from the Rebbe, Rabbi Hillel said, the Rebbe, Mamash illuminated my eyes. He got the answer to his question. Even though there was nothing more that was said. And also, it's quite interesting, it seems his question was on this maimer. Or maybe by hearing this maimer, he got the answer to the question he had on some other maimer. But what is it telling us? Rabbi Hillel heard the maimer, it wasn't just intellectual, the words. He heard the godliness, the sanctity, the holiness of it. He heard the yechid of the maimer. And that, therefore, and was revealed and illuminated consciousness and his seichel and so on. The mind opened, the mind understood, which it didn't grasp before, because to begin with, it was an intellectual experience per se, but something rooted much deeper, a godly experience, which is related to what we're learning about. Hope we appreciate the story. Okay, friends, have a wonderful day.